Welcome into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with Head Coach Todd Bowles. If people are listening on the radio, they can't see, but I had to bust out.
Oh, you snuck that one in there.
I did. I made sure. The Todd Bowles shirt, when I saw the players wearing it for your birthday, and I knew the 3-game win streak, the top of the NFC South, the win in Lambeau in December, this was Todd Bowles shirt worthy.
Well, you got me.
I did. I snuck it in here. But man, what a game. Congratulations, first of all, on a win in December in Lambeau. Had the playoff feels to it because of just what it means to the team at this point in terms of the record and playoffs. And to not have a letdown after such a crucial game against the Falcons, it probably was a pretty emotional high of a game. What did this tell you about your team factoring all of that in?
The growth and the confidence is there through the urgency. They're doing the right things in practice. They're playing for each other. They're playing with each other. They're communicating. And that's what you want in December. You want them coming together. You want them playing team football. You want them relying on one another.
And I know 34 points, both the pass and the run game were efficient. Would you call this the best offensive game of the year for the team?
It was. Execution-wise, it was. Everything was kind of clicking. I think we only punted one time. And everybody was getting involved, and that was good to see.
I know that Baker, I feel like there's just not enough things we can say about what this game was for him, but to say, 22 of 28, season high, 381 yards, just 16 yards short of his career high, 4 touchdowns, and then, of course, the stat that everyone has been loving to point out, the first visiting quarterback at Lambeau to have a perfect passer rating. To say what that means when you look at how many quarterbacks have been the visiting quarterback at Lambeau in the history of this league, what was it about this game that made Baker have stats that will go down in history?
Tough place to play. In December, too, playing the Lambeau Field is no fun for anybody, and it's a tough traditional place. They played tough at home. They played great defense. Great fans are there. Titletown, USA. For him to come in there and turn it over early and then come back and play the way he did was phenomenal. The way he led the team, the way he spread it around, the way he threw it without hesitating, the way they rallied around him, the way they played as a unit and galvanizing those guys, I thought was outstanding.
Do you think once you have a game like this, it's easier to replicate it, that once everybody knows what it looks like and feels like to have this complete of an offensive game?
I don't know if you can replicate any offensive game. Every week's going to be different. You got to learn how to win ugly. You got to learn how to win pretty. You got to learn how to win a lot of different ways. As long as you know how to win, that's the key. I think we're learning how to win a lot of different ways, and that's important for us.
And then I know, especially him starting fast, 7 of 7 to start his game, what seemed to be working well to click early when I know that hasn't been a big point of emphasis for you guys?
Well, the timing was there. The timing and precision was there. We got Chris involved early, got Mike involved early, Rashad got involved early, and we just kept rotating and spreading the ball around, and the confidence grew in all the guys, and they were just executing.
And how great is it to know you can get touchdown passes to 4 different guys in terms of what that means on the depth of the weapons that you have here?
That's huge. That means Mike, Chris, and Rashad are opening things up, and Cole got involved, and Moore made a great play as well. All those guys are getting involved right now, and that's good to see at the end of the season.
It also felt like this was a game where Baker made maybe more tight window throws and completed them than before. What was it that seemed to work so well in terms of, I don't know if it's his confidence, if it was what the routes were, to specifically be able to fit some of those tight window throws in?
Everything was clicking. He was in a great rhythm. They never really disrupted his timing, so the rhythm throws were there, the timing throws were there, and we made plays.
And then Mike Evans' 11th touchdown catch of the season, which now ties Gronk and Devontae Adams for the 12th most in NFL history. Take us through,
wow.
Yeah, right? Every week with Mike, there's a new stat that just makes you say, wow, in terms of what it means for this league history and his time. So take us through that touchdown pass, and then also just why he is so effective and efficient in the end zone.
It's huge. If you leave Mike in single coverage and he gets down there, he's going to win. He's going to win. He did a great stab move on the safety and went out and came back in, and he bit on it, and something they saw during the week and took advantage of. So it was an outstanding throw, outstanding route.
And what did that mean, knowing that that was the response after the sack fumble for Baker to rally back to make a play like that so immediately following a play that can really be something that turns off your confidence in that way?
It's great that they knew he couldn't be denied. It's great that they know they can move the ball and have it turn over and still come back and make plays like that and finish them off. We left a little meat on the bone by turning it over, but they more than made up for it with everything they did.
And this was definitely the Chris Godwin game, that is for sure. He had 10 catches, 155 yards, season highs for both, 108 yards in the first half alone, which is the fourth most and a half in his career. So why did this game in particular lend itself to being a Chris Godwin game?
With the run game going, with Mike going, putting Chris naturally back where he belongs inside, getting him started early, getting him off early, making some plays, just really got him rolling, and it was great to see because we need him and Mike.
And then I know that he also just is a guy that has so many catches in the course of his career, and another game like this. Why is he a guy that can be good at volume when it comes to the number of catches he can provide?
Outstanding hands, outstanding recognition of man zone coverages, finding the holes to get open. He's got great yak, run after catch yards. Just a competitor all the way through. Does the little things right. Just a heck of a player.
And then Rashad, man, 89 yards rushing, 50 receiving, just continues that 100-plus yard game from scrimmage streak that he's on. And then now he joined Warrick Dunn as the only players in team history to have at least 1,000 rushing yards and 750 receiving yards in their first 2 career seasons. He also became the 8th player in team history with over 2,000 scrimmage yards in his first 2 career seasons. To hear the success in those kind of numbers in those first couple years, especially when he wasn't necessarily always the primary guy, even in his first season, what does that tell you about the trajectory he's on and just the ways that he's been able to produce in multiple different areas?
His work ethic, the way he studies, the way he learns week in and week out, really getting comfortable as a receiver, where we're using him a great deal at understanding run lanes. Just knows how to play the game, getting much more experience faster and faster. He's always been a great pass protector, but his intelligence of how he sees the offense and how he fits in it has grown a great deal since week 1.
And then I know he got his 7th touchdown in 7 weeks. Take us through that play and then just what has let him find the end zone so often.
He ran a rail route, what we call it, through the end zone. Baker had great timing on it because the linebacker was coming over to knock it down. Great catch and run, left him one-on-one with the safety. He made a miss.
And then I know that basically he's been incredible in the pass game in particular, that we know he's also really stepped up in the run game. But to see, some of those routes that he runs looking more like a wide receiver, what are the things that really set him apart from maybe other running backs when it comes to the pass game?
He's very elusive, he's very elusive, and he's got a lot of moves in space. A lot of guys are just one-cut guys get open. He does not. He can run routes. He can run normal routes. He got head fakes. He got body fakes, he got foot fakes. He can do a lot to get open, and when he gets open, he can run after catch. That kind of separates him from the normal running back.
All right, we have more coming up in just a few minutes here on the Todd Bowles Show. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with head coach Todd Bowles. We saw a David Moore sighting. This is a guy that has been on the practice squad some and elevated recently. 52-yard touchdown. Take us through that play and how crucial it was for the game.
It was huge. David works hard in practice. He knows all 3 spots. He gives the scout team defense, a real defense, a heck of a look on the scout team when he was down there. Very experienced, very good blocker, very good competitor, very good with run after catch. Obviously, he made a bunch of moves to get open, and he ran for daylight.
And then I know Cade Otton, 2 different 22-yard receptions at the end of that third quarter to set up the touchdown. Take us through those catches.
Cade's big again. When you're concentrating on Mike, Chris, Rashad, Dave made some plays. Cade's going to be sitting right there, Johnny on the spot. You tend to forget about him. He comes up with big plays week in and week out.
And then I'm sure we all had the Kokeeft first catch as a touchdown in December at Lambeau on our bingo card. Tell us about that play and just the way that you still have confidence in a guy like that has not been as big a part of that part of the game all year, but can still step up in a moment like that.
We've been practicing that play for a little while now. Cole has very good hands. He has very good hands. We know he's a great blocker, so to get him out in space like that and catch a flat route and score, now he's only got about, 20 more thousand receptions to catch Mike, so he's on his way.
He's on his way. How about the offensive line in the pass game and the run game? What did you see from that?
We gave up 5 sacks. We can get rid of the ball a little earlier, but for the most part, they gave him time to throw. We were on rhythm. They were very good in the run game. We only missed about 2 or 3 blocks that way, but they were very good in the run game, very good in the pass game, giving them time to throw.
And then what did you see in terms of even the way that this showed you what the offense has become over the course of the season and what you liked about even Canales' play calling in this game in particular and how we've seen that evolve?
I really like the chemistry in that everybody's on the same page. The plays don't necessarily always work, but they're on the same page and they can bounce back from adversity. They can bounce back from 2nd and long. They can bounce back from 3rd and long and still make plays and be confident we can run our offense, and that's the best thing about it.
I know that Antoine Winfield, yet again, leading the team in tackles with 10, and then now he got his 5th forced fumble of the season, which is now a career high, and he and TJ Watt are the only players since Antoine came into the league that have at least 10 forced fumbles and 10 takeaways. What have you seen that's gotten so good about that part of Antoine's game?
Always looking for the ball, always trying to punch it out, always try to get interceptions. He never just goes for the tackle, he always goes for the strip. Even last week when he sacked the quarterback, he went for the strip. He goes for the ball every time. He knows how important turnovers are.
And Levante, half sack, couple tackles for loss, 9 tackles, a bunch of pressures. Just another game where he's filling the stat sheet in so many different categories, and now has 10 years of 100 or more tackles, which is the 3rd most since 2000. The only people with more are Bobby Wagner and London Fletcher. Not too bad. So just what does that say to you about what he's able to do over the course of his whole career and then even now this year to get to that mark again?
His professionalism, the way he approaches the game, the way he loves the game, the way he prepares for the game and makes plays and makes everybody else better while making himself better at the same time is something that you just don't see now.
And then I know that Devin White told you that he wasn't able to go for the game, which meant that KJ Britt was put in that starting role again. What have you seen from KJ and the way that he's stepped up to this role and been ready to go?
He's been ready to go for quite some time now. He's getting his opportunity. KJ is very good downhill. Love the way he hit the guard, the 2nd play of the game. And he's getting his opportunity. You really like his leadership. He's great coming downhill. He's a very good player. We consider him a starter as well, and love where he's at, playing good football, playing very good football.
What are the things you feel like you're still kind of working on with him, or where you'd like to see him grow depending on how much he ends up playing down the stretch?
Well, just the small things of zone drop awareness once motion starts going, but he's right where he needs to be right now. We have full confidence in him. The guys believe in him, and I'm very happy he's playing.
All right, we are going to take a quick break here on the Todd Bowles Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with head coach Todd Bowles. I'm sure it was nice to have Vita back, and he had been a bit of a game time decision. How percentage-wise was he, and what have you seen from him in the terms of how healthy he is and the level he's able to play at?
Well, he's a little slow at some points, but he was a big addition for us sitting up in there, and he gave that center hell, obviously. When he was in there, he gave everybody else confidence, and it was a big presence in the middle, so they couldn't go up the middle on us, and that was huge, just to have him out there.
Yeah, that's what's nice about how big he is. Just being there is always helpful. How about the rest of the D-line? What did you see from them?
Got after it a little bit. I thought Campsey had his best run defense game of the season as far as not getting out of his gaps and staying in his gap that way. Gaines continues to play consistent football. Logan's getting back there. He just got to finish the plays when he gets back there. But overall, they didn't hurt us in the run game, and we got after the quarterback a little bit late in the game, so it was good.
I know the first 8 of the first 10 plays were to Aaron Jones, but they ended up with just 53 yards for him, whole team, 60 total yards rushing. What went well, particularly in the run D, knowing that they were going to try to do that early?
They got some plays out early, but we got some TFLs that allowed them the 2nd and long, which we wanted to be in. And you get a lead, and they tend to pass more anyway. So that the lead helped us out, and getting them in 2nd and long yards was big for us.
You had no Carlton, but Jamel was back. How did Jamel look after returning from injury?
He tackled well. Some things he can get the rust off, still getting the rust off, but he played well. He didn't give up the ball over top. He played a smart game plan defense.
And then how about Zion McCollum, who we've talked about has been kind of your starter all year because of either injuries or just what you've seen from him. So how did you feel like he played in this game?
Continues to play well. You don't talk about him because he rarely messes up or he rarely gets picked on, so it kind of goes unnoticed. But he's playing well. He's playing very well.
And how about Christian Izzian? I feel like he's another guy that we talked about a lot early on as a rookie, had a couple early interceptions. But what have you seen from the course of the season and his growth as a rookie?
I thought he hit a wall in the middle of the season. Right now, he's out of it. The last 2 weeks, I thought he tackled very well. He made some plays yesterday in the run game and the flare pass game that really helped us get off the field.
And Anthony Nelson registered a sack. This is a guy I know you always talk about being just kind of one of the most steady guys on there, especially in the outside linebacker room. So what did you see from that play, and then just what he brings to your team in that position group at this point?
He brings depth from the position standpoint. The sack he got was great. I mean, all the other guys missed it, so he got it. And
cleanup guy.
The sack he should have got was on the touchdown play that he missed, but he's always back there. He's always reliable. He's always going to be around the ball. He always seems to make a play.
And how about the rest of the outside linebacker room? What did you see from them in the game?
I thought in the run game they were fine. I didn't think they turned up the pass rush till the fourth quarter. Now, they were getting rid of the ball very fast, so we had to come out. They ran to the ball well, and they tackled from that standpoint. When they got a chance to rush the passer, I thought they were close.
You held them to 0 of 2 on fourth down, and teams are just 9 of 20 against us in a fourth down situation. What do you think you've done so well there?
Hopefully they're all third and longs, fourth and longs rather. We had them in 4th and 10. Obviously, you want to get everybody out. That's a perfect opportunity to go after them a little bit. We went after them yesterday. Levante and them made a great play, but just getting off the field trying to finish games is the big thing.
And Jake Camarda's 66-yard punt that pinned them down inside the 4. We've known about the strength of the leg since he's been here. I know you've talked about hoping that he would get a little bit more accurate, sometimes being able to pin them inside the 10 or the 5. This felt like one of those punts that was exactly what you've been hoping for. Does it feel like he's starting to do that on a pretty consistent basis?
He's been doing it all year. Yeah, he's been very consistent. The angle sideline ones have been very consistent. The ones where he has to boom, he's been very consistent. I'm very happy the way he's been playing.
All right, we have one more segment coming up in Todd Bowles Show. We're going to talk about this upcoming game against the Jaguars. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Todd Bowles Show. Casey Phillips here with head coach Todd Bowles, facing the Jaguars this week. They have a lot of coaches on their staff that have been with you, have been with the Buccaneers. What is that like when you're facing a team that you do know each other so well?
Well, this is the first time I've faced something that's that close to us, just being removed with Caldwell, Buckner, and Cody. Great guys, outstanding coaches, so it'll be a little different, almost like looking in the mirror when you watch the film and watch their defense and watch some of the things we do. So it's pretty similar. Obviously, they have wrinkles, we have wrinkles, but it'll be good to see them guys. But I hope it's after the game, after we win.
Yes, of course. Trevor Lawrence, definitely an impact player for the Jaguars, and he was being evaluated for a concussion after the game, so always puts guys in doubt a little bit for the week. How would that affect your game plan, and just in general, what does he mean to that Jaguars offense in terms of some of the unique things he can bring that maybe other quarterbacks can't?
Well, he never missed a game, first of all, so we got to prepare as if he's playing. Obviously, he has a great arm. He can run with the football, too. Very accurate. One of the few guys that can throw an out route from the opposite hash mark, so he's tough to deal with. Doug does a great job with those guys. They're always in attack mode, so it's going to be another tough game. We got to get ready for another big one.
And tell me about some of their other offensive weapons besides him that can hurt you and what you're going to have to be aware of.
Obviously, Ridley came back strong. He's doing a heck of a job getting downfield. Very good deep passing threat. And he's huge, and he finds them all the time. Etienne's a back that can run it. He's kind of like Rashad. He can come out of the backfield and catch him, or he can run it and still be there. Evan Ingram, the tight end, outstanding receiver from that regard. Just knows how to play. Has very athletic. Can block and do a bunch of things. They got a huge offensive line up front. And you got Zay Jones outside as well, who's another playmaker they have. So they got bookends on the outside, and they play very good football.
And how about on the defensive side of things for them? What do you notice about their front?
They're two outside backers, They're two outside backers. Trey Walker, you got him coming from all places. And then you got the big 4-1, and he's a Jersey guy from Montclair, so I know him very well. He does a heck of a job coming off the ball, very good athlete, and they get after it.
And then how about their secondary? What do you notice back there?
Ball Hawks, they can make a bunch of plays. They got 2 star corners, and they play very good football.
And then this will be a Christmas Eve game. I know that Christmas is not always something that everybody gets to celebrate a ton in the football world because you guys are a little bit busy. How do you try to still bring holidays to either your family, the football team, and try to do all of that? Any major things that you have planned for how to celebrate when you have a game on Christmas Eve?
You don't try to bring Christmas to your family. You better bring Christmas to your family.
Very true.
You have Christmas early, or if you have a game away, you have it 2 days early. You have it whenever you can get it in. You better get Christmas in, and you try to make sure the team does as well.
Do you find yourself? Do you think you're a good gift giver?
I'm a great gift giver.
Great gift giver.
Great gift giver.
I do not doubt that 100%. Well, Coach, thank you so much as always for your time. Congrats on that win and good luck this next week.
Thank you.